We're rolling.
Being a bulldogger when you're a Butterfield is kind of like being a hockey player if you're a Sutter. Blake Butterfield grew up on the family ranch northwest of Ponoka. When the day's work was done, he spent hours in a practice pen with brother Greg and cousin Craig. In 1973, he was a student of Tom Bew's steer wrestling school. He bypassed the amateur ranks and went straight to the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association. In his rookie year of 1974, Blake traveled with Lee Phillips. He didn't have to pay Lee for fuel because Blake was saddling, warming up, and caring for Phillips' horses. Good trade. And even better was the wealth of knowledge that Lee taught him, knowledge on horses and rodeoing wisely. In 1975, Blake, Greg, and Craig pooled their money and paid Tom Bew's $3,000 for their first steer wrestling horse, Spud. This was despite the senior Butterfields, Tom, Bud, and Brian, telling them that no horse was worth that much. That same year, Blake went on to win the Central Alberta Circuit and qualified for the Canadian Finals Rodeo. This would be the first of 8 trips to the nation's showdown. Spud went on to prove his worth in 1978 as 4 of the top 10 contestants rode him at the finals. Spud died of natural causes and is now buried at the end of the practice pen. Blake feels fortunate to have had such great mounts as Weed, Chubb, Twist, Deuce, and Chico over the span of his career, and he's also appreciative that he had the chance to ride the likes of Spud, Texas, Mickey, Wolf, and Legs. Besides Lee, Greg, and Craig, there were several other cowboys he got to travel with. These included Blaine Davies, Carl Gerwing, brother-in-law Greg Cassidy, and of course the Team British Columbia group, Harley Hook, John Gillis, Ken Waterston, and Steve Threckeld. Blake was highly sought after as a hazer and was at brother Greg's side as he won all 3 of his Canadian titles. Years later would find him hazing for son Reed. Some of his favorite hazing horses included Keychain, King, Rimfire, and Rowdy. Some of his biggest wins were at Cloverdale, Wainwright, Sundre, High River, his hometown Ponoka Stampede, and the Labatt Series Championships. John Gillis recalled one CFR when Blake had no luck in the first couple of rounds. In the third performance, Bob Tomlin began to introduce him and said, "I had a chat with him in the elevator, and that's all I'm going to say." John also remembers a group going to Australia and a beet red, sunburnt Blake being on the flight home. Always looking to give back to the sport, he has served 1 term on the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association board, was a Hall of Fame board member, and has just completed his 25th year on the board of the Ponoka Stampede, where he also served 1 year as president. He's now passing the Ponoka Committee reins on over to son Cole. Blake married Rose Cassidy, and the couple has raised daughter Kelsey and sons Cole and Reed in that same area northwest of Ponoka. There's now a little passel of kids who fondly refer to Blake as Grandpa. Life and rodeo have been good to this cowboy, and we are proud to welcome Blake Butterfield as a recipient of the Legendary Achievement Award.